October 2017, Zama, Japan. 23-year-old Ayoko Tamura has been missing for 48 hours now. The last thing people heard from her was a tweet she posted saying that she was looking for someone to end her life with. In the meantime, her brother is desperately looking for clues on her disappearance, soon hacking into her Twitter account and scrolling through her DMs until he notices a user he isn't familiar with. Clicking on their page, he sees an anime boy profile picture with a noose around his neck. His bio reads, "I want to help those who are really struggling. Feel free to DM me." Now this is the story of the Twitter killer. It's spring of 2007 in Kanagawa, Japan. A girl walks into her younger brother's room and looks up to find him and his school friend hanging from the ceiling. Now weirdly, this is actually a very normal occurrence for the two boys as they play a game called the choking game, where they take turns choking each other or themselves to see who can last the longest without passing out. Setting the dark game aside, which will come into play later, the younger of the two boys, Takahiro, is a somewhat normal kid. He scores high grades in school, enjoys playing baseball, and wears thick black glasses. Once he graduates in 2009, he starts working as a game operator at an arcade. He ultimately quits this job and moves to the Tokyo Red Light District, where he then works as a full-time sex scout. Basically, he's the person who recruits and trains women into the sex working business. However, this type of work doesn't really suit Takahiro, since he's never actually talked to a woman before. He then proceeds to use social media to attract women to him, but he soon builds a bad reputation for being an all-around creepy guy, and the other workers and scouts begin telling the women to watch out for Takahiro spreading his pictures online. He's eventually arrested due to getting a woman forcefully involved in sex work, but is released shortly after due to a suspended jail sentence. Once he's free, however, he moves to a town named Zama in a one-bedroom apartment that soon becomes a hellhole for his victims. He sets up 2 Twitter accounts where he starts pursuing liable and exposed women through specific hashtags, such as hashtag I want to die and hashtag suicide recruitment, to secretly DM users who view and interact with his account. On August 22, 2017, a girl by the name of Mizuki Mayura DMs him and agrees to meet up with Takahiro at a nearby bar and later an arcade. However, he's upset when the girl brings her boyfriend, Shogo, along with them. Takahiro then convinces the young girl to come back to his place alone, where she's never seen or heard from ever again. Soon, Shogo enters Takehiro's apartment looking for his girlfriend, but is then also missing. Over the course of the next 2 months, many women go missing, with the most recent of them being 23-year-old Ayoko Tamura, which brings us back to his brother scrolling through her DMs. He finds a profile by the name of @HangingPro, with a rope around his neck and bloody marks on his arms. He finds a tweet that reads, "If you're at a dead end, please consult me." Now Tamura's brother quickly files a missing persons report with local officers, and detectives soon find another Twitter account seemingly belonging to the same person. Now on this profile, he states that he's a lonely person who just wants to die, but not alone. Tamura's brother does some investigating himself, where he notices multiple women are engaging with both Twitter accounts. Now he tries to DM women hoping to find any further clues on the whereabouts of his sister. Thankfully, one of the women actually replies to him, and they both agree on setting up a fake meetup to trick and catch Hanging Pro. October 31st, 2017. The woman is making her way to Takahiro at a train station. She finds him sitting on a bench, waiting for her, and when she meets him, they go to his apartment, and as he unlocks the door and both of them enter, they hear a knock. Now shortly after this, police break through the door and detain Takahiro, ordering him to reveal Ayoko's whereabouts. He calmly states, "She's in there." Now officers turn around and notice a cooler on the floor next to them. When they open it, they find what's left of her head. They then quickly search across the apartment, finding multiple body parts of 8 more victims littered across many boxes and coolers. And as they uncover human remains in each of the boxes, the officers can't help but to feel sick to their stomach and rush outside to throw up. The hideous sight of the human remains mixed in with the strong stench of the place is staggering to anyone who walks inside. Takahiro then states that he kept every part that did not decompose because he was anxious of getting caught, where he later resorted to cover up the smell with kitty litter. When his neighbors are questioned, they support the claim by stating that his place reeked but assumed that it was the sewage system. They also stated that Takahiro always takes out the trash, now knowing why he did so. Police later uncover various weapons scattered in his bathroom: scissors, knives, and even a saw and rope, which are all covered in crimson red. Medical reports later uncover that he murdered all 9 of his victims in the span of only 2 months. Now think about how crazy that is. That is about more than 1 victim killed every single week. Autopsy reports also revealed that all the victims' deaths were carried out in a similar manner, their bodies being dismembered, while also having dark red markings on their necks, indicating that Takahiro choked all of them to death, something that he did commonly as a kid. Takahiro Shiraishi is now arrested and accused of 9 counts of murder. His ex-girlfriend tells authorities that she received a text from him stating that, "I killed a hostess who wanted to die," but she took it as a joke. Now Takahiro's defense actually agrees with the logic, stating that the victims actually allowed themselves to be killed, and due to this, charges should be significantly reduced. Now surprisingly, Takahiro actually disagrees, stating that the woman legitimately did not want to die, where he pleads guilty to all 9 murders, showing absolutely no remorse and stating that he apologized because he got caught. Takahiro is sentenced to death, which is carried out by hanging in Japan, which is very ironic, considering the situation.